Hi, Service Alternatives, and happy Friday. When we do our work well with clients, it means that attachments are formed. They're professional attachments, but they're attachments nonetheless, and it can make saying goodbye difficult. Michael and Julianne were recently having a conversation about a youth that we had been supporting out of our Vancouver program. She started off in Brentwood and from there went to a therapeutic foster home in the Vancouver area. As the youth progressed and didn't need this level of service, it was time for her to move on and move to adoption. But a home had not been found for her yet. What needed to happen, though, was she needed to leave this particular foster home. Our therapeutic foster homes are usually reserved for kids that need this level of behavior rehabilitation services, and while the youth was comfortable and wanted to stay put, we needed to say goodbye. And Michael and Julianne ended up in a conversation where they were really talking about letting go. Michael described that when he goes to the beach, he picks up a handful of sand, and as that sand starts fading from his hand, he's left with a smaller number of sand crystals. As each of those sand crystals leaves his hand, he's reminded of the youth that he served and the fact that he can't serve every single youth. Julianne responded by telling a story, and it's the starfish story that many of us are familiar with, but it deserves to be told, and because I don't have it memorized, I'm going to read it. It starts like this. An old man was doing his daily walk along the beach one morning when he spotted a young boy crouched by the water, scooping something up from the sand and throwing it into the sea. The beach was normally empty at this time of day, and so the old man stopped to watch for a while. He noticed that the boy kept on shuffling a little further down the beach, then repeating the same action again and again, stopping, scooping, throwing, moving. "What are you doing there, boy?" the old man asked, walking closer. "I'm saving these starfish that are stranded," replied the boy. "If they stay on the beach, they will dry out and die, so I'm putting them back into the ocean so they can live." The old man was silent for a few seconds. "Young man," he said, "on this stretch of beach alone, there must be more than 100 stranded starfish. Around the next corner, there must be at least 1,000 more. This goes on for miles and miles and miles. I've done this walk every day for 10 years, and it's always the same. There must be millions of stranded starfish. I hate to say it, but you'll never make a difference." The boy replied, "Well, I just made a difference for that one," and continued his work. It's such a great story for us to remember. As individuals, it's not possible to provide service to every single person that needs it. As an organization, we can't do it ourselves either. There are many other organizations that provide services. But when we do it together, when we focus on one child at a time, one adult at a time, we make a difference. We help change the trajectory of that individual's life. And I encourage each of us to remember that. We can't do it all, but we're absolutely doing something. That something shows up in many, many ways. St. Patrick's Day was this last week, and some of us might have celebrated that. Tacoma Supported Living celebrated by having a scavenger hunt. They hid green objects and coloring books and all kinds of things for the clients to find in their homes, and it was a great success. There are a couple pictures attached to this email, and for SA Happenings, you'll see more. And I just appreciate the level of creativity that goes into this kind of thing. When I provide these messages on Friday, I always think about what's going on in the world around us. COVID often consumes it, but sometimes there are other issues that I simply must speak to. And this particular week, I can't give a message without speaking to the level of hatred that is happening toward our Asian communities. It's happening locally, it's happening nationally, and it's horrific. It's increased with the advent of COVID-19, and the level of hatred that is going toward individuals is profound. I stand with our Asian friends, coworkers, community members, whether I know you or I don't. I feel your pain. I cannot imagine what it is for you to be going through what you are, and Service Alternatives stands with you. I recognize and appreciate what each of us does every single day in order to make a difference. I continue to look at what I can do to make a difference myself when it comes to anti-discrimination and what I need to continue to do actively. I ask each of us to look at what we can do. We do make a difference, one person at a time. Have a good weekend, SA. Bye-bye.